we should explain to our readers. The Lover's Journal has 3 questions every week, and then these thoughts, ideas, and realization, and a quote of the week. So I'm gonna let you read them.
How can you remain open to your lover's needs while being true to yourself? What mutual goals would you like to accomplish with your lover this year?
I want to go to Europe with you.
Oh, all right. Well, we'll see if COVID will let that happen. That would be fun too.
I went to Paris and I did not like it at all.
It was the company. It's like,
I don't think so.
If you had been in Paris with me, it would have been magical, I promise. There was actually one goal that I didn't speak out loud.
No. I see it.
You see that goal? You read it? You read my journal?
I am sitting right here. I can see what you wrote.
You can?
I can.
Well, I'm just going to go ahead and...
No. All right, week 5.
Week 5. This is an exciting week.
I'm excited.
Because here we actually go into some goals. There's a couple of really good questions. I think I'm going to read the questions before we go into all of them.
Oh, you mean like read
Just
all
read
the
all of the
3
questions.
questions?
Yep.
Okay.
The first is, what mutual goals would you like to accomplish with your lover this year?
Exciting.
Very exciting. The second one is, what actions can you and your lover take to make that happen?
What specific actions?
What specific actions? And that's an important word, actually.
Yeah.
I hope I answered that well enough because I don't know how specific I was. The final one is, how can you remain open to your lover's needs while being true to yourself? And that is kind of big, and that's why I wanted to read all of those first.
I feel like we should explain to our readers, like who don't have the Lover's Journal. So the Lover's Journal has 3 questions every week, and then these thoughts, ideas, and realization, and a quote of the week. So I'm gonna let you read the quote for the week.
Love recognizes no barriers. It jumps hurdles, leaps fences, penetrates walls to arrive at its destination full of hope.
I love this quote.
Only to get slapped down hard.
And the reason I love this quote is just like, look at us. Like, we're from different countries, different continents. We've jumped hurdles.
Yeah. I should let our listeners in on a lovely experience that I had. And that was we were at Burning Man.
Okay.
And we did mushrooms.
Oh my goodness. Now you are like
And I'm just
putting it out here. We're drug addicts. We take drugs.
Yeah. If you could be a drug addict on psilocybin, that would be crazy. But I had this just amazing recollection almost, or vision. And as I said, I've only done mushrooms a couple of times. And each time the images that came to me were super profound. And I want to say, it doesn't actually matter whether it's true or not. What matters is the insight that I got from it. You know, it's like a story. So I can read a Jack London story. It didn't necessarily happen, but I can get a lot of insight from it. Anna Karenina, not a true story, but there's truth in life. And so we can get so much from it. And so from this was this memory, like before we were born, where we made an agreement of where and at what time we were going to meet. And then when I think of all of the hurdles, the barriers and the hurdles and the fences and the walls that we actually had to, overcome and penetrate in order to get to like the craziness that led us to this one moment where, even though for a while we'd been actually circling in each other's periphery, that it was as though like all of these forces conspired to put us together. And when we finally met and exchanged numbers at a time, and began this conversation, we said, hey, let's finish it over coffee sometime. And then we both got busy. And it was months before I think I reached out to you, and then you reached, and then it was like, no, I'm busy. And then you reached out to me. And at some point it just got so crazy that it was like the world was just like, okay, you're going to run into each other accidentally over and over and over again until you finally agree to get together. And then we did, and we went out for drinks, and now here we are.
Here we are.
So that is a good one.
But yeah, when you think about all the things that needed to happen for us to meet and all the people that we needed to meet so that we can meet, it's a lot of hurdles and barriers that we've...
And for me, and I'm hoping this is also sharing, and one of the reasons why I like to share this story is that there were a lot of events in my life, and certainly in yours, that when you look back, or even if you go back in the time and you remember, they were really, really difficult challenges.
Correct.
Right? Whether it was you surviving a civil war, whether it was, my dad not wanting to keep jobs and moving the family around and not, pretty minor stuff. But, in comparison, but even still, like there are things as a kid that you go through and then as an adult in relationships and real challenges that then you think, oh, this is so hard. But then that's actually really necessary. All of these crazy steps and then these little sort of seemingly random moments like your mom telling you about the Waldorf school in Kenya, or these random moments I can think of in my life where I was really certain that I needed to do something. And I almost feel like there were 4 or 5 times throughout my childhood that I had this major impact on where my family was going to move. And so what were all of these things that like this little kid was impacting this whole family? It doesn't make sense. Why was that happening? And then, you kind of like look back and you say, there were reasons for the challenges. There were reasons for these things that brought us to this moment. And at some point, you're too early in your biography to know where that is, And so there has to be this trust of this sucks. And thank God I'm going through it because it's getting me to where I need to go.
Yeah, I guess like story. That's where everything happened for a reason comes from. Even though like I have a really hard time with like when things, like I get it in my life when things happen for a reason, but there's so many shitty things that happen to people and I'm just like, there was no reason for that. Right. Absolutely not.
I agree with that. And you can't use that for other people. You can only use it for yourself.
Yeah.
So I can't ever say, it's a good thing that all these terrible things in the world happened or you were tortured or whatever. But that in my life, and for each of us to kind of take as much of that as we can into our own lives, because from the outside, the stuff that I've seen happen to people or know about is horrendous and heinous.
And you're like, there is absolutely no reason for that to happen. Like, right. It should never have been allowed to happen. Yeah. It should not have happened. But then, there are moments in my life where I'm like, that actually needed to happen.
Yeah. Right.
Anyway, shall we...
We'll dive
into our...
mutual goals you would like to accomplish with your lover this year. I almost could have said goals and dreams, but here we go. Drive across the country is something I'd like to do.
Aww.
With you this year.
Really?
Did you have that too?
No, I didn't, but I almost did. I did travel.
Okay, well that's close enough.
But it wasn't across the US. It was, I want to go to Europe with you.
Oh, all right. Well, we'll see if COVID will let us that happen. That would be fun too.
Because I think like right before COVID, we were going to go to Europe together. And I just feel like for the French people listening to this, I went to Paris and I did not like it at all.
It was the company.
I don't think so.
If you had been in Paris with me, it would have been magical, I promise.
And so I want to go to Europe with you to have a different experience of Europe. I think if I go with you, it might be different. I may still not like it, but I'm going to try. So that was one of the things that I want to do with you.
Nice. I want to do a 10-day silent meditation retreat.
Oh my God, I did put a retreat. But I didn't do a silent retreat.
Wow.
I went on a couple's retreat.
It's okay. Either way.
Or just do something cool as a couple. So there it is.
Okay, there we go. Get the Lover's Journal in 100 stores across the country. That's what I want to do this year.
Oh my God. I did not have that one, but I have something close. I was like, financial stability, have both of our businesses bringing like stable income.
Nice. Okay.
So I would say that getting the Lover's Journal across the country, 100 stores.
Yeah, 100 stores, and then it's also have a thriving online store as well.
Ooh, fun! I have more on my side, but I'm kind of not ready to like share.
So you've shared all the ones that
I share the ones I feel comfortable share. Yeah, want to make public, and I feel comfortable sharing because on this podcast, as we know, I usually share what I feel comfortable sharing, and sometimes I push the boundaries. But this one,
like mushrooms,
I didn't share that, you did, but I'm fine with that. But the rest I'm gonna keep until like I am actually sure if they are goals and that I want to share, or even if they are goals that I really want.
Okay.